Okay, cool. Yeah. But yeah, this is not, we don't generally use the video, but I'm looking if we do a video, then we have the option of using the audio and video. And because you're used to being on camera, it's not like any...
It's not any shock.
Yeah, exactly. When we have guests who've never done like podcasts, who've been recorded, they're like, do I have to dress up? Do I have to do my makeup? Like, what do I have to prepare? And we're like, let's just go with the flow.
Okay.
They all end up really enjoying it. You have the same?
Yeah, I have guests who are usually extremely nervous, and let me give them a breakdown of the topic, they're like, wait, what? Who's gonna watch this? Or what is gonna watch this? It's like, relax. And then when we have the conversation, they end up liking it. Some even want to come back.
Yeah. Just want to take them off, take that topic off. Okay, so the way we're doing this season. So I don't know if you know the concept. Generally, we both say yes to something, either doing, being, or learning. Doing is more like a physical thing. Being is like an all-encompassing kind of lifestyle thing, and then learning is more like a technical skill. So what we're doing this season to keep things a bit interesting is we're taking turns. So we're not both saying yes to the same challenge. Only one of us is saying yes, but then we're having kind of two experts. So one is more the expert to guide us through a challenge, and then another expert maybe just to weigh in on their experiences of the topic. But also it means that we want to focus not so much on our own experiences, but on yours. And also trying to work with more podcasters as well, because
collaboration,
exactly, and also it's interesting to work with people who are in the same field. Right? So this one is saying yes to being an influencer. I'm not an influencer. You are. So yeah, the aim of today is to figure out with you how I should kind of structure the challenge. What should my markers of success be, like the final, like we often have like a final challenge, like a performance, or looking at your reach or something, and then also any tips that you have for me to be able to do this. So this goes against everything I am.
But it doesn't have to be like that. You can be because okay, fine. Also, I asked Akumu why she thought I was an influencer, and she said it's because of the following I have on Instagram. To some extent, yes, to some extent, no. I'd say maybe I'm an influencer on the front of the podcast, because that's where I get to share with people how I think, share with people how I feel about certain subjects, and then we pick notes from there. So I'm an influencer on that front. On Instagram, maybe influencing for clothes, like I can get you to buy clothes from a certain shop, or I can get you to buy a certain product from a certain place. So yes, maybe on Instagram on that front. And when you say it goes against who you are, I don't think it has to be that way, because I think the number one way to win on social media is to actually be yourself. Because if you look at everyone else's page, I think everyone is trying to be like somebody else. You find someone's page and you're like, oh my god, she's doing this thing just exactly as this other person is. So if we're all trying to be like so and so, then who are you leaving yourself for? And I feel like the people who are themselves, so if maybe let's say you're funny, or let's say you are crazy creative, and that's the side you choose to portray on social media, I feel like it gives you an edge, because I don't think everybody's funny. I don't think everybody's funny. And then if you look at examples like there's this girl called Rona on Instagram. She makes funny jokes. Oh, that's just Elsa Majimbo. I miss her. Do you know her? No? Okay. Okay, so those are some of the examples of the people who have been authentically themselves on Instagram. Okay. Where, when you think of Instagram, you think glam, what you think you have to be dolled up, but the content, Elsa's content was her in her batutas and just eating crepes and making jokes during quarantine, and now she's a global star. Like, that just happened because of her being herself. So you can be yourself and end up being a super influential person on social media or generally.
Okay. So So find what's me, like my brand, and then like go
Capitalize on
120% on that.
for sure.
Okay. And it's interesting what you said, like be yourself, because it seems when I see a lot of influencers, like people who are making money, right? Is that how you would kind of define being an influencer on Instagram? Like making money from it?
For sure. There's an element of making money to it because at the end of the day, I'm telling you to go buy something from somewhere and they probably paid me to tell you to go get something from there. So, yes.
Okay. So if you're, like, I find a lot of influencers I meet, so what I see on Instagram and I meet them in person, like, whoa, like they're, like you're one of the few people I've seen, like, wow, like she's like, even better in a way, like better than you are on Instagram, because like you're animated, you're interesting to discuss. I mean, obviously you have your podcast, so like you're not just a photo influencer, right? Whereas a lot of people you meet who are influencers, like they just work the platform, but when you meet them, like they're either very shy or introverted, and so they've got like a show for Instagram.
For sure. There's an element to that because again, it's business. So someone is just into it because maybe they were taking good pictures, maybe a brand spotted them, or maybe they have the money to afford some of these things. Because again, I feel I don't know. Some of these things people get into it because it's a livelihood. You don't necessarily do it because you're passionate about it. You do it because it pays your bills. You know, that's why you might find someone the way they are on Instagram is not the way they are on the outside world. And that brings, like, if we start to discuss that, we're gonna open a whole kind of, you know. So,
but you can be successful and you have built it on authenticity and like this is like you enjoy it.
For sure. So there's no day I'll be scared to walk outside because oh my god, my face is not as perfect. On Instagram, I'll put it whether it's perfect or not, as opposed to someone who has been telling you a perfect face and all that. So, but when they're not perfect, they don't feel like they can walk around and all that. So, I feel like the code to crack on all this business is just being yourself.
Okay. So one opportunity I have maybe to do this is I'm a brand ambassador, but they didn't choose me because of my social Instagram, my social media prowess. Like I actually created, well, I had an Instagram account, but just because, you know, you're like, oh, I want to see like what it looks like and stalk people, but I never posted. So I started posting because I'm a brand ambassador for this sports brand called Simon. And so I think that's probably like the easiest way to explore this because it like I actually have like I have a promo code to buy the stuff, and I have, you know, whenever I run I have to wear saddles and stuff, and I enjoy that, and I want to be able to do more of that. So maybe so I could like for this challenge really zone in on that because it's also like running is one of the main things that people know about. Right, like running and sport. So yeah, how could I? Yeah, what would you suggest to like build the challenge around that?
So I feel like you have the first thing in check. You found something that you like and now you want to zone in on it. And I feel like because there's that, it's not even going to feel like a lot of work. So maybe now one would be you now want to post on Instagram. So the first thing would be to
so I've been posting, but like there's no schedule, there's no like when I'm busy I don't post. Like you know that I'm busy and enjoying life when nothing happens on my Instagram because like I don't have the headspace.
So now you said you don't schedule, so you're going to have to schedule content.
Okay.
Number one, and then number two is you're probably going to you can do the content yourself because I feel like that's also easier, or you can choose to involve a professional. So you could do a shoot maybe with the gym wear. So that one you do it in a studio. The rates are a bit fair because of the number of the pictures you get and the quality of the pictures you get. So you could do a couple of pictures because that's what being an influencer involves. And then
like the pictures the most important.
Yeah, pictures, videos, because now you're the brand ambassador, you have to sell the product. So we either see you running it, we either see you wearing it. So pictures, videos, and then your captions as well. your captions should be interactive, because as an influencer you want to hear what people want, you want to hear what they like, you want to hear if they're resonating with your product, and then you want to tell them why they should maybe purchase your product, or maybe why they should really trust you and use your promo code too, So that's on the content front. It's either videos, they can be creative, they can be simple, but the most important factor is they have to be you. And then now scheduling. So when will you post these pictures? When will you post these videos? And then the captioning as well, to just get people interested, because I feel like with the caption, one of the people who follow you would just be interested, and then you could have just bought them with the caption only, and then like with picture and stuff like that. And then what else? And then maybe even sharing, you could ask me to share, you could ask Akumu to share, and all that. So yes.
Okay. Is tagging? Because sometimes, like as the yes girls, as myself, I'm like, oh my god, if I tag this like pretty influential person, but not the type who's got like 2 million followers, who's never gonna see it, but a few thousand, like you comment or you tag them, especially tag them in a post, no one ever reacts. Like I take it as a rejection. Like why are they just ignoring me? It's like I'm sending them a wave, and they're like,
yeah. I get that a lot, even with my podcast. I don't know why, and I think I talked about it on my podcast as well, where you invite a guest, you do a really nice episode, and then when you go and then you tell them the episode is out, here's a link, and then no response. And then you're on Instagram, you tag them, still no response, no reshare. So I'm just like, okay, then why did you come at the end of the day? Because the reason I invited you was for me to pick your brain, number one, and then number two, to tap into your
new audience, right?
To tap into your audience. So if your audience comes over, and then definitely my audience will come over. So I have that issue a lot with people where I don't know, maybe it's because again, you also have to understand, if you're tagging someone out of the blue, that's another story. But if I'm tagging you, like now we've sat here, and then maybe this episode comes out, and you tag me, and I don't do anything about it, I'm a red flag. Like that's a big problem. But also, if you tag someone on maybe maybe pictures that are not so flattering, or content that does not align with who they are, or me as a brand and stuff like that, then maybe it's excusable for them to.
But like at least like comment, or like saying, hey, thanks. Like I tried it because we did an episode on social media management, right? So I had some Akumu taught me a bit about like the best times to post, like how many times to post. Don't do 50 stories a day. Like it won't help you. And then like commenting on people's things. And I did a couple of things where, and I've done them since. Like you do a video influenced by someone. Like I did. Do you know this guy who does videos like different running styles, or like doing things like a kid, like very funny videos. He started around the beginning of lockdown, millions of followers, and I did a video in his style, but I didn't copy him. And I said, influenced by, or like got the idea from, and then tagged that person. And like never one of those. That's not okay. It's out of the blue, but it's like I'm crediting you and I'm thanking you. Nothing to any of those. But sometimes when I put in comments on their posts, I guess there they have something to gain, right? Because it's on their post. But even just liking, I think it's like you say, if it's not like 100% in line with their brand strategy or them making money, they won't.
Sometimes
they won't
also
interact.
People are just not nice people. So there are people who, even a simple mention, you'll see it on their page. I think I've also experienced that. There's a time I was doing covers. So I do a cover for a specific Kenyan band. And I'm seeing their songs all the time. But other people, when other people do it, they get reposted.
Yeah.
When I do it, it's like they almost didn't see it or what. So I was just like, I was taking it personally. But then again, I was just like, you know what, it's fine, whatever. It's really okay.
I guess maybe as an influencer, I'm gonna have to try and be a little bit selfish.
Yeah, and
right?
also, no, you don't have to be selfish. No, honestly, no. Also, you've talked about scheduling, specific times to post. Also, I'm not sure about those strategies and whether they work. Because again, there's no book or there's no one shoe fits all. So it also really depends on your luck. It really depends on your luck and how you approach social media and all those things. So you could be on a schedule, you could not be on a schedule, and you might not get the end result that you're chasing, or you might get what you're chasing. So also on that front, I really don't know. Sometimes I follow the timings and it has a big change, but the thing I've realized is when I post really funny videos and stuff like that, the reach is more, and regardless of the time I post, whether I post it on the weekend or what, the reach is more than when I post structured stuff. Yeah, and that goes back to the point of like being yourself. You know, when I'm structured, when I'm dolled up, that's a character. But now when I'm doing all these other things that are really myself, people buy into that. So
okay. Yeah, I think for me then I'll probably just focus on like the running and kind of some like beautiful running shots. Like I'll be traveling, so I can maybe try and get some nice shots. I don't know if I'll have the time even to go, like if I'm traveling like 4 days, so I won't have time to like do, and it wouldn't be a studio shot, it'd have to be a shot outside. But I can try and like maybe run, you know, like on Saturday stage some shots and some running as well. Because that's the thing, I run often alone, but if I'm running with someone, I don't like to, you know, like, do you mind taking a photo? And I'm like, okay, I take one, but I don't always take it well. So that can be a challenge to get good content.
yeah, for sure. Alternatively, you could do advantages of running. You could tell people why you run. It's also I feel like being an influencer, the other key to that is to add value to whoever you're making the content for. So you're just not creating content for the sake of creating content. At the end of the day, someone's going to watch it. It's either going to be 1 minute of their time, 2 minutes of their time. What are they gaining from watching your video? You know. So because you like running and running has several health benefits, you could add value by making a simple video. Maybe you could use interesting transitions and stuff like that to tell people why you run. Some of the benefits of running. Also some tips on how to maybe not hurt yourself while you're running, some tips to maybe gain your breath back after running, and things like that. So value addition.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, and that can just be like here or sitting in my living room. And like say some like I'm not great at editing videos, so I try to be as kind of unambitious as possible. Yeah,
I understand.
Work on your strengths, right?
The good thing with Instagram is like the reel section has like transitions you could easily fix. So, but if you're doing a sit-down video, I don't think you also need a lot of shenanigans and all those things. So, because the message again could get lost and all that.
Yeah.
So,
and if you do it badly, if you try and do those effects and they turn out bad, it's even worse than just.
So it moves from people now listening to what you're saying to focusing on the bad transitions, and now they're critiquing your transition instead of like, wow, social media, influencing generally is just it's like walking on eggshells.
And you never know what's going to work well. Like the most random video of mine got the biggest reach ever. It was complete, like there was no content. It was just like a stupid viral dance that we did. I don't know why. But often, my most popular ones are either on trend like reels where you're lip syncing. So I do a couple of those. I did one once on like shoes, like all the shoes I have and what I recommend them for, and there was a lot of interaction on that. So I think that's a really good idea. I can do some of that, and you know, like my biggest audience I think on Instagram is runners. So I have. I can.
And when you tell people the benefits of running, you could have non-runners coming to you. So if you do that, and then maybe now leverage, like if you have Akumu can do share, I can do share and stuff like that. And then at the end of it all, we can come back and see how maybe now the reach has been different from now what you were doing previously. And then and you'll see if you want to continue like that, because you might like it. You might just like it.
I'll definitely like it for like the duration, because I like new challenges, but then it takes so much time. You really need to love it. I think. I enjoy posting on Instagram when I'm excited, but it comes and goes. Like I haven't posted in a week because maybe I just haven't felt like it.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll see. Do you think a week is enough or 2 weeks?
For the challenge, that also depends on you. You said that you like it from the beginning that you're doing it, so maybe not to stretch it too much, you could do a week. And then if you want to extend, you can extend.
A
A
week
week should be, a week should be enough. So within the week, you could say 2 posts, 2 videos, and 2 videos that add value, and maybe not 2 useless videos of you just dancing after around. Yeah. Or maybe there's this when you check fitness reels, they have some background whatever that are really funny. Like sometimes when people are running on a treadmill, they say something like doing cardio because the cardio I wanted to do didn't text back. So that's something funny. So you could also try find some of the sound bites that are really cool and maybe do a video to them, and then we'll see.
And that helps because if you use a popular
Sound
audio,
bites, it exposes you to a larger
Okay,
audience.
so basically we're posting every day for a week.
For a week, daily.
And I can schedule that.
Yeah, Sunday.
I'll have to schedule it. There'll be days where I just won't feel like that.
Yeah, schedule them when you have the mood. You could even write captions and then save them as a draft, and then just post. And that's the other thing. Sometimes you really don't feel like doing it, but again, as an influencer, that's your job. If your page stays inactive, people will start following, or it's just, I don't know. Or Instagram when they do their overhauls because you didn't post, they start to think you're a bot, all those things. So it's a hard world to navigate.
It's so tough, and it so much depends on you. Like, especially the more authentic you are, I guess, the more you can take rejection personally.
True, and the more authentic you are, the more you don't also have to structure the content. Because I could just sit here and this can be a whole podcast episode. I don't need glam, I don't need what, and we're being extremely honest and stuff like that. And bam, I have content. Otherwise, I'll be stressing in the house. Oh my god, I don't have my lashes, I don't have what, and that keeps you away from growing. Because just if you wait to be perfect, if you wait to be unique, you might not end up doing anything ever. So you just keep the ball rolling. If today finds you with makeup, fine. If tomorrow doesn't, we keep going.
We did a Yes Girls thing, and then I had a pole dancing performance like 2 days apart. No, it was a gala and a gala dinner. So 2 days. I never wear makeup. A year with no makeup on at all on my face, then 2 days straight, I had like full makeup. So people were like, is that what you can look like?
But it was also weird for you.
It was so weird. Like my face just felt horrible, and then I'd get hot, and then wipe the sweat off my nose, and then I have like perfect flawless cheeks, and then just a red nose.
Even I remember the first time I wore makeup, I also forgot because I like to do this a lot. So when you have makeup, you just can't. So I was just like, and then when I check my hand, I'm just like, what the? And then I remember I have
My
makeup.
face is coming off.
And then the eyelashes, they get heavy on the eyes, so I'm just like, so my eyes are red half the time because I'm trying to adjust to them and things like that. So
Way too much work. But it's fun.
every
Every
now
now
and again. It's fun, it's fun. It
Yeah.
changes, also, again, people get tired of watching the same thing in and out. Again, just human beings were complex and stuff like that. So even you as a Yes Girl podcast, you incorporating the different things keeps your listeners interested and stuff like that. So maybe me showing up in makeup, they'll be like, oh wow. And then maybe next time I come without makeup, and then they'll be excited to see what other look you brought in next. You see, so spicing things up
It's
is
not always the same. Yeah, exactly. And then also you have something for everyone. Something that might not interest some audience members, but then
it
the
might
makeup
draw
or
another
the-
audience.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so basically I have a week. What I might do then is do like a week's prep, like gathering content and planning, and then I do the week of actual posting. That week of actual posting will be interesting as I'd be in England. I wonder how that might change my audience, and that'll be in the run up to Christmas.
whether it will change your audience or not.
If I'm posting from England, I don't know if that changes.
I don't know, I'm not sure, but I feel like from here, activity will be less because people are going to maybe up country, so people might probably be less on their phones. I don't know if that's the same thing that happens in England, so you might have the benefit of both worlds.
Yeah, because at the same time people won't be working, so they might be more idle.
Yeah, so there's but also it's next week.
If I start like let's say tomorrow, Wednesday to Wednesday, so that's the 14th to 20th. Like then that would be posting like over Christmas. Maybe I push it to just like a few days after Christmas or something. So it's not, I don't want to cross over Christmas Day, or I pause and then resume afterwards. Because I also don't want to be like opening Instagram on Boxing Day, Christmas Day, and that.
So it depends. You could use the today evening to find like content. Because it's just 2 videos, 2 pictures, and stuff like that.
But I need to go create an account when I'm running.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing with running content. Like, the like value add ones that I can maybe do some at home, or like at the gym, and then Saturday I'll go running. I can gather it.
So it can be interesting to shoot running on Christmas. Everyone does that. Everybody's lazy on Christmas. Everyone's different. But you never. We'll see how that will come about.
Yeah, I try not to be too strict on myself with the
timing and stuff.
Even if it goes to over a week total, and then measure the finish rate.
And then again, maybe we could be absolutely wrong about the timings and everything. And maybe Christmas is actually the best thing to do.
Because that's when everyone wants to post. Everyone's posting.
Everyone's on the internet that day.
Because everyone wants to show how perfect Christmas they're having.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I don't plan. See, do you never know? So I'll be an influencer by then, so I'll probably be on it 24/7.
So I'm good on that front.
So just very quickly to ask you, what started you on this journey?
Oh my god, that story is so weird. So for me, I started off on Instagram as a cover artist. I used to do covers because I sing. The covers were getting traction, which was fine, and they grew my page. And then I released music as well, so I also got traction to my page. And for almost 2-3 years, my page remained on, like I had 5,000 followers for almost 3 years. So I was doing shoots and all those, I was posting, but my page wasn't growing. So this year I went out for New Year's, just a random trip, and then the way you could be sitting and you take a picture of me. So the picture was taken and I decided I haven't posted in a while, let me post. And that picture went viral. And I wondered why. Okay, fine, I know why it went viral, but I feel like that opened up a lot. So it had found that I also started my podcast. So when it happened, I just went back to recording my podcast. So now when the people were coming to my page, they also find, oh wow, it's just not this nice picture. This girl has been around and there's been things that she's been doing. So it got people interested in the podcast, it got people interested in the music and stuff like that. But unfortunately, I had taken a break on the music front. So the podcast was a bit more mini. Then also, so now when that picture went viral, number one, it's because I was wearing a dress. It worked to my advantage because I also wanted to model. So when people see how you, because I never used to post full pictures, I used to post my face only. So when brands see, okay, fine, and then again, social media is just a game of numbers. So when they saw the numbers, they started reaching out. So when they, I say yes to the ones I want to work with and the ones that our terms align and stuff like that. And that's how it kept on growing. So I kept growing the podcast and then also doing my other things, and then also showing people the lawyer side of me and all those things. And then and then now I started making funny videos because again that's another layer of my personality. There's a video again I did with my mom. It's so random, I didn't even think it would do anything, so I posted it on TikTok and just left it. But the next day people were blowing up my phone. Maeve, you're on Tuko, you're on Pasho, you're on where? And I'm just like, And that video got over 2 million views. It's the first thing I've ever it's the craziest thing I've ever done. And it's just what you said, something random, you didn't plan for it, and it kicked off a lot of things. So I've done a couple more funny videos that I didn't think would gain any traction, and the reception is wild. I just did there's a video I posted with a bird yesterday with my hair. People are laughing at that video, and it doesn't look flattering. I wouldn't want that. I'd want more, first video of me with the bird here and looking unafraid and stuff. I was just like, you know what? This is the true you. And if I posted it now, I check and I go to another video where maybe I'm dogged up and all that. People like this one more than they like the dogged up stuff, and I feel like that's the thing that's bringing more people to this side, because a lot of the beautiful women are structured, and you even feel like that life is unattainable and whatnot. But if I'm honest enough to show you, bro, I'm doing this, but I'm also crazy, and I can get, I'm dirty, I'm not all the time rolled up and stuff like that. So that's what has gotten me here so far.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go find that photo.
The photo that sparked it.
Yeah.
I could show you.